We got our top 5 out of the way. Now we're going to get into this extra special ranking.
Top 13.
Ranking of the from 2022, October of 2022, all the way to October of 2023. We've got 13 seasons of Marvel Snap, and the way that we work this is Evan made his own ranking, I made my own ranking, and then combined those to come up with an average ranking for each of these, and that is going to be the official ranking of Snap material for the past 13 seasons total. So, of course, we're going from bottom to top here, and I want to do these in sections of 3.
Okay.
Does that sound good? So let's do number 13, 12, and 11. So number 13 is going to be Animals Assemble. That came out in April of 2023. You had it ranked at 12. I had it ranked at 13. So that's going to be number 13. Number 12 is going to be August 2023's release of Big in Japan.
Huh.
We both had it ranked at 11.
Okay.
So there's going to be some big variance as we get to the top. That's why.
Okay.
So anyway,
Yep, we got them variants.
Yeah, we do got them variants. So Big in Japan at number 12, and then number 11 is Into the Quantum Realm, which released February of 2023. You had it ranked at 8. I had it ranked at number 12. I mean, we both really ranked Animals Assemble pretty low. To kind of give some detail on that had Hitmonkey, Jeff, the Baby Land Shark, Snow Guard, and Stegron were the cards it released. And I've used Stegron. I love Stegron.
Oh, yeah.
But then...
I would like to get Jeff. I love Jeff, the character.
Yep.
I just didn't think there was a very cohesive theme on this.
Yeah, you looked at the themes. I'm looking at my gosh, these locations sucked.
Oh, nothing wrong with Pet Mansion.
I'm not a fan of okay, the Sandbar.
Well, they've taken it out of the rotation.
I was going to say, I don't know how long it was out there and to be played on for a while. I don't think it was very long before they were like, okay, hey guys, we're taking this out, along with Krakoa and all these other ones that they thought were kind of hampering things. So the Sandbar came out, aggravated a lot of people, and got removed. Snow Guard was at one point branded as the worst, one of the worst, if not the worst Marvel Snap guard that was out there, because nobody could understand.
I've never gotten her, but I like her just because of that. Just because of that Flash. And she's Alpha Flight adjacent.
Okay. Oh, well, you know that. They did a buff to her finally. I mean, everybody was clamoring for it. Make this card useful, for crying out loud. They finally did
everybody used her once they did that buff. I saw her all the time.
Yeah, she's very prevalent now. So they've done some good with her. But as far as seasons go, we both ranked this one the lowest. Not the lowest for you, but it's definitely the lowest for me.
I can't wait to hear where you ranked my lowest. And then what Big in Japan was next?
Yeah, Big in Japan.
Those characters didn't excite me, and I didn't understand the Big in Japan, the big part, and then I saw in the season pass there were all those cool mech variants, but how about giving us a big character? And I like a cohesive theme, but I like when they keep in the theme and expand it out. And unless you're like a big time Wolverine fan, and I mean, I like Wolverine. Who doesn't like Wolverine in some circumstances? But I wanted a little more variety in this one. Right. And it was just like, here's a bunch of stabby people that hang out with Logan. So give me American Kaiju, or give me Giant Man, or heck, even the Blob. I don't know. Give me something, something else. Give me Kid Kaiju. Yeah, there you go. I think the reason why this one got a little bit higher than the bottom for me was because of, as far as useful cards go, you're going to see X-23 in just about any destroyed deck out there. Oh, yeah. Oh, they're all useful, even Dakin, who just annoys me. But they're not bad. And I've seen, Lady Deathstrike didn't do anything for me at first, and I've been beaten by her a couple times. I mean, it's not bad. Right. I mean, right. I just ranked them lower because I liked others better, not because I disliked any of these. Valley of the Hand was the location along with Yoshida Base, which that was one of the first times I created a Reddit thread to just complain about Yoshida Base being worded horribly. And then I've not seen Yoshida Base much since then.
we've never seen it because remember the whole time theater thing that occurred? Like a sheet of base was going on and then all of a sudden time theater starts showing up.
Mm-hmm.
And all right. And then, we had Into the Quantum Realm, which has MODOK, Ghost, Stature, Kang, which Kang I thought was going to be like this revolutionary card. And it's very rare that you see Kang out there anymore.
Yeah, those are, and Ghost was another one. I wanted Ghost bad.
Yeah.
And she's like Ravana. She should be good. I occasionally go back and think, hey, I ought to do this. And I just never end up doing anything with her.
Right.
And I don't think we need me to take up any more digital airtime talking about MODOK.
MODOK.
But I mean that was a good theme. Again, it's not that there was anything wrong with that season. I just liked other stuff better.
Yeah. So let's get into our grouping of the next three. At number 10, we are going to have the Savage Land, which you ranked at number 10. I had at number 8.
I'm looking at that and I'm kind of wondering why. I don't know. I feel like that was before they really started honing in on their themes. The locations from that were all on point. I mean, I know Plunder Castle didn't last, but it fit the Savage Land theme, and it made me think about Al Ewing's characterization of the Plunderer. It's just a guy who tried to work the word plunder into every sentence. Sort of like a Batman villain with a less defined gimmick. And outside of Shadow King, those are all good. I can't get Shadow King to work. He works against me. He never works for me.
Right.
It could be me. But, I don't know. I mean, there, again, not anything bad about that season at all. Just, I don't know. Didn't quite.
And Zabu's a great card. Sauron, I've seen plenty of decks kind of revolve around Sauron and Sauron's ability. Shanna, we've talked about a good bit using her. Dazzler's perfect, kind of fits in with that. But you're right, Shadow King's just kind of Yeah, that came out January of 2023. And then moving up to number 9, we have October of 2022, the first season that we kind of really dove into, which was the Symbiote Invasion.
Okay, no. See, I had that at 13. So where did you have it?
Number 3.
Wow. Well, I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't understand. Enlighten me.
Okay. I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that we got some locations that you still see them to this day, used quite a bit. The Nexus, Bar Sinister, Oscorp Tower, Machine World, and Daily Bugle.
I think of those almost as original locations. I mean,
right.
I'm wrong, but that's how I think of it.
Well, we both just said we really started playing like in November of last year. Yeah. And I think that's kind of why it pushed this one up to 3 for me. Miles Morales, you don't see as much. You don't see as much Spider-Woman. I mean, she gets those 2 cards still get played enough. But Carnage is absolute.
Yeah.
I mean, it is going to be the card that you see. As far as destroy decks go, you could probably pick out, 10 of the 12 cards that you're going to see in there, and Carnage is going to be one of them. So
yeah, I know it was a season, but I don't even think of that in terms of the seasons we have now. It just seemed to me like, hey, this is how we're starting off. So that, like, again, nothing on that list is bad. I just didn't even think of it almost as like a fully formed thing. Like now we know what to expect. We know the rhythms of it. And to me, that was just like, well, Miles Morales is the featured card. Am I ever going to get it? Oh, yeah, you will eventually. And
right.
So that's just it for me. I barely think of that as a season. I almost think of that as the Marvel Snap starter pack.
Right.
So that's why it didn't stick out for me.
It was definitely a different game a year ago. So much different, especially, I mean, if you compare these games, the game you have now versus what was happening back then, it was just like you said, you were playing and you made your way up what I thought was going to happen from here on out was like you made your way up the collector level, you hit your collector's cash, and you have that opportunity of possibly getting a new card. Really, it was only just going to be cards or credits. I thought that's all it was going to be. But
the leader was a boss.
Oh, the leader was a boss. That didn't occur. That didn't continue.
Yeah.
And it just kind of they changed things up. So,
I derailed you on number 9. Sorry about that.
Oh, well, no, that's perfectly fine. I'm just, and I will tell you that is our biggest difference here. That's a 10 10 slot difference when you do subtraction there. So that is our biggest difference. Our second biggest difference is going to come a little bit later. But all right. And then after that, we're going to talk about number 8, which was Days of Future Past. And I had this ranked at number 10. You had it ranked at number 3.
Wow.
So it's a pretty big difference there.
Was yours mainly based on the fact that it unleashed Krakoa on us?
That had a big factor, a very big factor. Asteroid M is fun. I'm okay with Asteroid M. Orcus Forge, I mean, take it or leave it. I don't care. It's fine with me. People usually avoid that lane. You can't discount the characters here, though. Kitty Pryde, really, I don't know if you can count her as part of
Kitty Pryde is the most meta card in the history of the game.
Which really, I probably should have moved her up a little bit just for that. But you can't say she even released with the season, because when she did, she broke the game, and then she got released later. We had Nimrod, who annoys me a little bit. Master Mold, which I had the chance to buy Master Mold over the week, and I missed it. I really want that card so I can make some use of it, but I didn't get it. And Negasonic Teenage Warhead, which, I mean, just recently kind of went through a bit of a transformation to be a little bit more useful. But yeah, I had.
What would you call that? Enough or a birth?
That sounds good. We'll go with birth.
Because she's less points, but hurts you less too. So
yeah,
I kind of like the way she was. High risk, high reward. But
right, I had it ranked at number 10 just because I like some things better. I think it's the way that worked out.
And after I went through all that thing about having diverse themes or whatever, I mean that was pretty much straight X-Men. The only way it veers a little is Negasonic Teenage Warhead wasn't a part of the actual Days of Future Past storyline. The locations have more to do with the current era of X-Men. So I guess that's why I liked it, because it had the classic and the modern in it, and it was pretty cohesive theme. So.
Okay, good. That's solid support for it being number 3. This next group that we're going to get into, we're going to do a total of 5 together because they all tied for... when it comes to the average.
So they're tied for 3rd through 7th.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have October of 2023, Bloodstone, which just released. We just talked about it ad nauseum.
I don't think we need to add anything to that.
There's that. I will say I had it ranked at number 7. You had it at number 4. September of 2023's Loki for All Time is tied there as well. You had it at 5th. I had it at 6th. And then we're going to flip those around. You had this next one at 6th. I had it at 5th. And that is Guardians Greatest Hits from May of 2023. You had this next one ranked at number 7. I had it at number 4. That is The Power Cosmic, which came out December of 2022. And then...
I use all those cards regularly.
Yeah. That's... When you look at that, that's why I went with, you're talking about The Power Cosmic with Silver Surfer, Collector, Null, Sentry, Darkhawk. That was really initially lower on my list, and then I boosted it up to 4 just because of exactly what you're saying. The only one that I don't see used as often as I used to, of all those, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Sentry's probably the one that I see used the least now. Darkhawk was really used for quite a while and then dropped from what I remember seeing. But yeah, Silver Surfer, the Collector, Null. I mean, just play for 10 minutes. You're going to run into one of 3 of those, or one of those 3. So, all right. And then the final one that's tied for 3rd is probably, of these 5, this one has the biggest variance between us. You had this one at number 9. I had it at number 2. And that is Warriors of Wakanda from November of 2022. I'll say my justification for having it number 2 is, of course, based on location and the characters here. Shuri's Lab. It's a location that impacts the game a lot. If you can get a mover on there, get it doubled. I mean, I don't know how many times I've seen somebody get lay out Shuri and then turn around and use Shuri's Lab. Now, I mean, it could be a game changer. Warrior Falls is a big thing because that just essentially takes all of the cards that are there and the strongest one wins. So that's a big thing. And Vibranium Mines, I don't like it, but if you got the right deck, such as a Khazar deck, ladies and gentlemen, Vibranium Mines is going to be where you're going to be hanging out at because you're going to bring all that into your deck. So the 3 locations are strong in my opinion. And Black Panther, my goodness, what a card! You're going to see that quite often. Him and Arnim Zola hanging out.
Oh yeah.
Some of the unlikeliest
awkward at all.
Okoye and Nakia. Okoye, one of the cards that I used quite a bit there for a while.
Yeah, she still shows up, and they've worked with Nakia a little bit. I see her more than I used to.
Right. So that's why I had it at number 2.
Yeah. I don't know. That, to me, that one was like the second one. It was just a little early, and I don't know. It just didn't stand out to me as much. And I love Black Panther, love the Christopher Priest comic. I don't know. Again, not bad. Just, I don't know. Didn't stand out to me as much. Maybe because it was, kind of faded away in the memory, and the seasons now are more. I don't know. They just feel a little different than they used to.
All right, and then at number 2, we have July of 2023's Rise of the Phoenix. Dropping Phoenix Force, Jean Grey, Echo, Legion, and Mirage, along with locations Lake Hellas and White Room. I had that at number 9.
Oh, wow. It's, like I said, it's a cohesive theme, but it manages to be broad because, okay, it's Phoenix, it's X-Men, but then you jump over and you've got Echo, which brings in, because she was a Phoenix host, so it brings in Daredevil, and it brings in the Avengers. And then Mirage is X-Men, but she's different, and so's Legion. Like, you don't associate him with Phoenix, so it all kind of fits together, but it's pretty broad. And then, like, Lake Hellas is straight out of the recent X-Men comics, and I don't know. I just think it hit that sweet spot of a cohesive theme, useful cards. I mean, Phoenix Force I didn't really seek out much, but it turned out to be fun. Echo I find very useful. Jean Grey, was one of our ones that we were surprised wasn't in the game originally, and we waited a long time for her to show up. So I think it hit a good cross section of what I like in a season.
That right there is our second biggest difference on the list. So I chopped your number 1 down a notch. I apologize, but I can safely say that our number 1 is just like our bottom number 13, where we both agree pretty strongly about this number 1. That's June of 2023's Spider-Verses. I had this one ranked at number 1. You had it ranked at number 2. I mean, I'll say one hyphenated word, and that is Spider-Ham, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I don't think I have to say much else other than that, but it was also very beneficial for me to rank this at number 1 when I got a hold of Silk here this season. Because now I'm down.
All those cards are fun.
Yeah. Ghost Spider is fun. Spider-Man 2099. Remember how we were like, oh my gosh, we got to get our hands on this. And I think that was a 3,000 one, wasn't it? I mean, it was,
him and Spider-Ham both.
Wow. And that was a great season because we got these 3,000 token cards. Tokens, I think, were, oh my goodness, people were probably taking baths in tokens back then.
Yep.
But we got those. Aunt May's. As far as locations go, okay, maybe it's not as strong as some of the others. Aunt May's is still fun.
Aunt May's is fun. Great Web ticks me off, messes me up.
Yes, Great Web.
Are those not two hallmarks of good locations that either messes you up or you have fun with it?
That's true.
And so we got one of each.
There it is, folks. Number 1, Spider-Verses. Thanks a lot for joining us. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for the next installment of Snap Material.